Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to the News Bulletin at 8, brought to you by number one news provider, Eswatini TV. I am Nondumiso Vilagata alongside Namakabiso Nkambule. Let's take a look at our news-making headlines. The Prime Minister Russell Dlamini has left Eswatini for Dubai, where he will be representing His Majesty King Mswati III in the UN Climate Change Conference COP28. The Minister for Public Service, Mablela Masego, says government is committed to ensuring that civil servants are victorious over HIV and AIDS so that they can save the nation as healthy people. During the ongoing induction for elected officials, the Minister for Tinkhundla Skhumbuzo Dlamini emphasized on the importance of being united. And now the news in detail. The Prime Minister Russell Dlamini has left Eswatini for Dubai, where he will be representing His Majesty King Mswati III in the UN Climate Change Conference COP28. The Premier has left through Ngwenya border gate on Wednesday morning.
Before leaving Eswatini, Prime Minister Russell Dlamini said he had been sent by His Majesty to represent him in the conference in Dubai.
Bika kwekuthi inkosi isithumile ukuthi siyomelela live emhlanganweni we COP28 lobuka guquka kwesimo sezulu. So kunethi inkulumo nje letimbili besitawuthula bese siphinde siba nemhlangano nehlobo tenkosi letimqoka si yethemba ukuthi sitahamba kahle uNkulunkulu abe nathi phindze futhi size sibuye. Sisehambileke ukhona uMinister of Commerce ngoyile utawusala abambele imvunankulu azabuye Deputy Prime Minister.
This conference is expected to look into how far the world has gone in tackling climate-related issues, which include climate financing. This will be a follow-up to COP27, which was held in Egypt last year. COP27 had four major outcomes, which are mitigation, adaptation, finance, and collaboration. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Vuminkosi Nzinisa Ngwenya.
Government spends about 2.6 billion emalangeni on the health sector annually, which is equivalent to about 10% of the annual national budget. At least 700 million emalangeni of the 2.6 billion is used to acquire pharmaceuticals. This huge investment by government on the health sector comes at an expense of other development sectors, and it is almost impossible to stretch the envelope further. Despite this huge investment, the government health system has continually deteriorated, with serious shortages of medicines and drugs effectively putting the lives of Maswati at risk. The nation is informed that government has taken drastic steps to resolve the prevailing health crisis triggered by the shortage of drugs in the government health system. On Monday, the 27th of November 2023, Cabinet convened and directed the following. The Ministry of Health must, with immediate effect, expedite the makeover of the central medical stores and its conversion to a semi-autonomous government institution responsible for the acquisition, distribution and disbursement of pharmaceuticals. The parastatal must have a world-class automated system to monitor and exert control on the entire supply chain. The new wing of the Mbabane Government Hospital, inclusive of intensive care unit ICU, will be operationalized for the provision of critical health services, eventually reducing the large outflow of government resources through Palala Fund. The Ministry of Health will fill critical vacant positions necessary to optimize the Mbabane Government Hospital as a referral hospital. The Department of Finance in the Ministry of Health will immediately strengthen to be responsive and proficient and to meet the demands of the sector. The renal dialysis is prioritized with an immediate allocation of funds for the payment of service providers for continuity, as well as to enable an expansion of this critical service. The Ministry of Health will immediately intensify its strategic focus on preventive health by upscaling health promotion and by tackling the root causes of the identified major health problems. The Royal Eswatini Police Services will intensify investigation of any corrupt practice by service providers and government employees throughout the entire supply chain of pharmaceuticals with the intention to punish offenders. A cabinet subcommittee has been formed that will meet daily to monitor and ensure that the turnaround plan is implemented and that the current crisis is resolved. His Majesty's government is confident that the urgent implementation of these interventions will bring relief to the current crisis and therefore implores the public for support in any way possible. The statement is by His Excellency Russell Miso Dlamini, the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini. The Minister of Public Service, Mabulala Masego, says government is committed to ensuring that civil servants are victorious over HIV and AIDS so that they can serve the nation as healthy people. The minister said this during a candle lighting ceremony in honor of those who died fighting AIDS and in solidarity with those living with HIV. The event was held at the ministry's public services offices.
We as the ministry also corroborate the theme by saying, let the public sector lead. The Ministry of Public Service remains committed to ensuring that all civil servants are involved in all forums and activities where information on HIV and AIDS and other pandemics is disseminated. The focus for this year's theme is on communities taking the lead towards ending AIDS. The world can end AIDS with communities leading the way. Organizations of people living with, at risk of, or affected by HIV at the forefront of progress in HIV response. Communities connect people with people-centered public health services, build trust, innovate, monitor implementation of policies and services, and hold providers accountable.
In the year 2004, government established the Public Sector HIV and AIDS Coordinating Committee in an endeavor to fight HIV and AIDS among civil servants. To date, the committee is implementing various programs in government ministries and departments to prevent the disease from affecting and infecting civil servants. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I am Mbongwa Dube in Mbabane.
During the ongoing induction for elected officials, the Minister for Vocational, Skhumbuzo Dlamini, emphasized on the importance of being united, working together to improve communities and uplift poverty in the country.
The Ministry for Vocational Administration and Development has prioritized the need to engage elected officials in sessions to launch their work as they have been entrusted by Maswati at their constituencies to ensure that services are ready and efficiently available to them. The Minister for Tinkhundla Skhumbuzo Dlamini advised officials to be careful when poaching different people and organizations to render help to their communities.
Gijima wena uthi ngawucela mina ngicela noma sikanjani qhamuke umuntu loliphela sikhulu level lakhe akufande wena usiboshwa wena sitoko isivese kufanele ungene esitokisini ungenele nje ukuthi wena nehliziyo lenhle bofuna ukucela abantu abahluphekile ufuna kubasiza wasuka la nzima lengcolo ilethe kaSevena.
Manzini Regional Secretary Arnold Dlamini unpacked the roles and responsibilities of Bucopo and constituency headmen. Elected officials had their turn to raise questions and get clarity.
enkundleni lokungibona kuphathelana nemsebenzi wakho ubese usebenza njani noma ubaceba kibona.
The induction of elected officials will continue up to Saturday in the Lubombo region at Simunye. Reporting for Eswatini TV, I am Tembelihle Makuchwa Simunye.
Members of Parliament should be a good example to the public by fulfilling all statutory obligations. These were the sentiments of the Deputy Commissioner of the Human Rights and Integrity Commission, Duduzile Dlamini. The commission was part of the facilitators in the ongoing induction workshop for members of the 12th Parliament of the Kingdom of Eswatini. The workshop is being held at Happy Valley Hotel in Eswatini.
It's important for parliamentarians as leaders to declare their assets. First, it is a legal obligation. Second, it's a good thing to do. As a leader, you must be beyond reproach. You need to conduct yourself in a manner that is transparent, and you are indeed accountable to the people that elected, and also those that have been appointed also have an obligation to the nation to account for all the things that they do.
The clerk to Parliament, Benedict Gaba, says the induction of the parliamentarians touches on certain laws of the country as well as the constitution.
The issue of declaring assets is very crucial, so that you know what is it that you started with. That helps a lot, in fact, in addressing issues even of corruption, as we're having ACC also today. So we are sure that the honourable members will lead by example, first by declaring their assets, then also they'll make sure that they fight corruption.
Members of Parliament had the opportunity to pose questions to the facilitators, and they are expected to declare their assets and liabilities to the Human Rights and Integrity Commission as per Section 241 of the Constitution of the Kingdom of Eswatini. On the news, I'm Mbongwa Dube in Eswatini.
Journalists and media practitioners in Eswatini will now be in a better position to report about regional integration and how COMESA links to the African Continental Free Trade Area. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Siboniso Nkambule, says the media plays a huge role in disseminating information that will benefit the nation. Nkambule was speaking when represented by Cebile Nhlabathi during a national capacity building workshop for Eswatini media practitioners facilitated by COMESA.
The 2 days capacity building workshop facilitated by the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, will help media practitioners to understand regional integration. Speaking during the official opening of the meeting, the representative of the Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade, Cebile Nhlabathi, says this will help as a Maswati will have access to information regarding trade.
The media plays a crucial role in information dissemination, which shapes the national policy development. Furthermore, the media is important in driving national discussions on various issues of importance. Hence, today we are here to share information on the COMESA programs to deepen the regional integration agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, with the media, all of the Maswati will have access to this information.
Mwangi Ngakunga the head of corporate in COMESA, says COMESA is a large community in the region.
Developmental issues are important because they affect everyone. And so COMESA's focus on trade, development, and industry, it speaks to the public because that is where they depend on.
This workshop is taking place in Eswatini while the kingdom received chairmanship of COMESA for the year 2025. Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Themba Shabangu, Mbabane.
Well-known CBM ministers Prophet Charles Mutondo, popularly known as Pavarinto Man, says Jesus is going to do miracles during the revivals that will be held at Mavuso, starting from December the 1st to the 3rd. The prophet arrived in the country on Wednesday through the King Mswati, the 3rd International Airport.
The revivals will be held under the theme Prosperity in God. Speaking upon arrival at the airport, Prophet Charles Mutondo says Emaswati are going to feel the presence of God.
Yes, miracle comes from God, comes from Jesus. And we are the servant of God. Everywhere we go, we bring Jesus. And when Jesus arrives, miracle is certain, is guaranteed. Deliverance is guaranteed. Prophecy is guaranteed because we don't come alone, we come with the Holy Spirit and Jesus. So they should be expecting the power of God and the move of God. Those who are sick, those who are stuck, things are not moving, things are not shaping up. We are here to bring Jesus. And when we bring Jesus, the solution, just like we did last time when we came here, we demonstrated God and a lot of people were healed, delivered, and that's exactly what we come to do, even more than that. I came with my prophetic healing bed. When you lay yourself into that bed, solution is guaranteed with the power of God.
CPM Ministry spokesperson Apostle Apetnigo Nchangas also encourages Emaswati to attend the revivals without failure, as they will be healed from their sicknesses. He says Prophet Charles Mutondo is an international speaker. He further adds that all those who need deliverance should attend.
Sesibonile ngoba kaqala ukufika kusho ukuthi ke manje asize sexpecte kakhulu ngoba kuyananga expectation yethu.
Meanwhile, buses that will transport Emaswati to the venue, which is Mavuso Exhibition Center, will be available.
About 8 best graduates from Gwamile Vocational received toolkits worth 84,000 Malangeni from Eswatini Electricity Company. The young people have shared that their lives will be transformed, and they have hope that they will transform their livelihoods and of that of other people.
The cream of 8 students who graduated from the Gwamile Vocational and Commercial Training Institute received toolkits from Eswatini Electricity Company. The young people have shared that the equipment will help them in sustaining their businesses and advancing their skills. They say that even though they still lack other equipment, they will continue to work with what they have.
Ngobe na kimi bekusifiso sekuthi i-toolbox ngigcwalise yebo kona ama-tools lamanye bengiwathengile kancane kancane asengaphelele kepha nje kuloku langigedele kona nami ngidakhona ukuthi ngento umsebenzi uphelele kahle ngaphandle kwekusaba.
Ngale laptop sengidawukhona ukutypa ema-CV iphindze ngendele emaletha ngendele bantfu ngale laminator ngethi ngihlala emakhaya mne sengidawukhona kulaminate certificate bantfu.
The acting EEC's General Manager Vusi Gama encourages the beneficiaries to employ other young people.
So we are delighted through this support that we have empowered young people who just recently graduated and are starting out on their entrepreneurship journey. I am hoping that the toolkits that we are going to give today, we are not going to take them and put them aside and go and look for employment. Please trust me, take these toolkits, go and use them. You will definitely remember this day.
The principal of Gwamile Vocational, Dr. Buisile Dludlu, commends EEC for supporting the institution. This initiative is in line with government's wish of supporting young people to employ themselves. Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni, Mbongwa Dube, Mbabane.
From August to date, 1,054 Emaswati have trade tested at the Directorate of Industrial and Vocational Training, DIVT, at Scott, while 2,000 Amaswat were told that they cannot be trade tested this year because of capacity. This is according to the Directorate of Industrial and Vocational Training Director, Ernest Simelane, during an interview with Eswatini TV.
Directorate of Industrial and Vocational Training, Ernest Simelane, elaborates about the ongoing trade testing.
We still have a backlog, especially in grade 1 and grade 2, in areas that include welding, include motor mechanics and the likes. But some people come here to register and we are unable to register them because of our financial capacity. And we are really pledging that if we can get a seed funding of around 3 million, we can be able to test the backlog of people who are around 2,000 people.
One of the panel members, Pendulo Mdluli, says they are happy with the standards shown by those trade testing.
From the first task that they have done, we are seeing a positive trait, meaning that so far we are happy, but this will be dependent on the overall task that given to them, that how are they going to perform.
The trade testing in different courses is expected to end on February next year. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Uthemba Shabangu Scott.
The Israel Deputy Prime Minister's office confirmed on Tuesday evening that 12 more hostages have been released by Hamas. The release has taken place under the new 2 days of truce between Israel and Hamas.
Palestinian militant group Hamas on Tuesday freed 10 Israelis and 2 foreign internationals in exchange for the release of 30 Palestinian prisoners from Israel jails under the terms of the 2-day truce extension deal. The released hostages included 9 Israeli women and a minor in addition to 2 Thai nationals. The released Palestinian prisoners included 15 women and 15 minors. Israel has approved the inclusion of 50 Palestinian women in the list of prisoners slated for release. On another hand, dozens had been killed in an attack by armed groups in Burkina Faso. The attack took place at Djibo Town, the northern Burkina Faso. According to the United Nations Human Rights Agency in Burkina Faso, 40 people were killed and 42 were severely injured. A larger number of the JNIM fighters attacked a military base, homes and displaced camps in the city. The Burkina Faso Information Agency said out of the 3,000 terrorists, they killed 400. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Pendulo Kumbi, visual sourced from France 24 and DW.
Dear viewers, now take a look at our financial updates.
It can be.
Welcome back. You're still watching Eswatini TV in our sports news tonight. Eswatini Hockey Federation has received equipment from Netherlands with around 100,000 malangeni. Tapsile Surti from the association says the equipment will go a long way in developing the sport in different parts of the country.
Eswatini Hockey Federation has received equipment from Netherlands worth around 100,000 malangeni. Tapsile Surti from the association says the equipment will go a long way in developing the sport in different parts of the country.
Equipment was donated by Hockey Dreams from the Netherlands, which is a foundation which is geared at looking at Bukulisa, the sports of hockey all over the world. We are looking at opening centers to develop the sport, starting with the Manzini region, based in Mhlambanyatsi, going to grassroots level, public schools, then from Mhlambanyatsi, we're going to look at Shiselweni in Hlangano. We will open the next center. All of this we're going to do with the assistance of Hockey Dreams Foundation from the Netherlands.
The Eswatini Sports and Education Council spokesperson Msandiwane says the kind gesture showed by the Netherlands Federation will go a long way in also improving the standard of the sport in the country.
Utumisa nayo i-organization yehockey lethanza
usungulwa iseneminyaka lemincane kangwane but ke tinyathelo labadithethe vele tiyasijabulisa si-organization siyabonga nje kakhulu ukutimisela kwabo. Equipment labayitholile namuhla it's worth over 100,000 so kithi lokho kusho lokukhulu kakhulu ngoba siyabona lokuthi the future le sport itaba bright kakhulu.
Eswatini hockey has now been existing for about 5 years, and with such moves, it is showing signs of growth for the future. For Eswatini TV Sports, Babani.
Eswatini Swim Lab Club under the Eswatini Swimming Association is running a development program that features kids from 8 years to 11 years. Team coach Welcome Hlabatsi says the program serves to create future stars of the sport.
Eswatini Swim Lab Club under the Eswatini Swimming Association is now running a development program that features kids under the age of 8 up to 11. The kids who are taking part of the program are expressing their excitement.
I like that it's a fun, competitive sport, and it's also a challenging sport.
Swimming is a good sport, and I'm looking forward to be swimming when I grow up.
I like swimming because the water is cold and it's nice to swim in hot days.
Vusem Sand is one of the parents. He is explaining the importance of supporting a child at an early age.
Umqoka kakhulu ngoba ngila akheka khona lo mntwana. Ngila nakhona ufuna likhono lwakhe ukuthi ngabe lingakuphi. And masolibonile bese ke soyazama ukumfuca ukuthi akhona uku-achieve lekhono lwakhe ngaloko okuphelele.
Swim Lab coach Welcome Hlabat says such programs aim to create future stars.
Okay, at this age, laba bakwati kuswima at a very early age. But now in my club we sinalama beginners, intermediates, junior squad and senior squad. So laba sebakule junior squad which means baya compete and umuntu uthi sipapa bebasese early kanje sindlela lokuthi when they get to the senior squad abanga struggling ngale training yakhona.
Eswatini TV Sports Babisumsonera Mbabane.
That is all we had for tonight, but before we wrap up, we'll take a quick recap of today's headlines. The Prime Minister Russell Dlamini has left Eswatini for Dubai, where he will be representing His Majesty King Mswati III in the UN Climate Change Conference COP28. The Minister for Public Service, Mabulala Masego, says government is committed to ensuring that civil servants are victorious over HIV and AIDS so that they can save the nation as healthy people. During the ongoing induction for elected officials, the Minister for Dinkhundla Skhumbuzo Dlamini emphasized on the importance of being united. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin tonight. Up next is the weather forecast for selected times. Good night, Eswatini.
With Spar,